Hey fam, welcome. I hope everybody's doing well today. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas. I want to welcome all my students back, all my advanced students back. And today I am actually interrupting the schedule. It's going to be Christmas anyways, so I'm going to go a little bit off of topic and then of course get back into it as we approach 2020 here. But today I wanted to do something in response to one of my students. One of my students emailed me last week, early this week. I'm a little lost because of all the my kids are out of school and it's kind of crazy. But excuse me. He emailed me and he was like, "Hey, what about passing chords? I want to know more. What's the approach?" So I put together this module just to help understand. I want you guys to understand kind of what are my thoughts, how I approach passing chords. I get asked a lot. So, for example, there's an old song, Lord, I'm available to you. My Uncle Isaac was just playing it. Lord, I'm available to you. Right? Then, my will I give to you. I'll do what you say to. I mean, literally everywhere there's passing chords. Use me, Lord. Show someone the way and enable me to say, my storage is empty. Anyways, you get the idea. And then it does something. You guys probably don't remember this part. This is like for the old original, like people that know this version of the song. It goes, la, 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 oh, do, 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 da, na, da, na. Then it goes, then wah ba ba da down, then use me, Lord, show someone the way. Okay, so some of you have noticed on my YouTube channel that I do a lot of that, but I want to talk about it a little bit today for all of my students. And I thank each and every one of you, all those of you that subscribe and are a part of the lessons. Of course, you guys know it's only $29 a month right now, and you get 3 lessons every week: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And our first stretch is 52 weeks, an entire year. So you guys want to join that, go over to www.minstrelstv.com and please feel free to join. If you're ready in 2020 to learn how to play the piano and to break barriers of maybe just, nothing wrong with it. We are teaching that as well. We have beginner and we have intermediate as well, which is a little bit more than that. And then, of course, this is an advanced class. Okay, so let's talk about this, all right? Let's refer to my page here, the right-hand side of the screen. Minstrel's Module Advanced, Cycle of Fifths, and Passing Chords. I'm going to read a little here. I always understood that cycle geniusly connected music within music, like a warp zone in Mario Brothers. But one day, I don't know if you know about Mario Brothers. Anyways, but one day I was looking at the cycle and I was looking at the root and realized that there is a method or pattern in passing chords that use the cycle of fifths. For example, I remember I would look at the cycle of fifths like what you see on the screen, and let's say I would go clockwise, okay? C, G, D, A, E, B, G flat, D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat, F, C. Like I didn't really understand. Like it was really kind of strange to me. But I wrote this little thing here for this cycle. It's like a little saying that I hope will catch on. That I hope. Anyways, to kill it chord-wise, from a chord perspective, to kill it chord-wise, cycle counterclockwise. All right? So you know how it says C, G, D, A? So cycle counterclockwise. So C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, and back to C, right? So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So like say if it was C, F, that's the root, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G. Sorry, D. So A, D, G. Back to C if I wanted to go major, or if I wanted to be, say if I wanted to start at the key of F. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G, and of course you can start from any place. It doesn't matter if you're in the key of C. Let's go to the key of C. A lot of people start their passing chords starting at the key of A. So A, I'm gonna go counterclockwise. Watch. D. Pay attention to those roots. G, C, and then lands up somehow in F. Are you guys seeing that? Let's do it in the key of G. Usually, let's say we're gonna do a passing chord like going into 4. So if we're gonna land up at 4, which is C in the key of G, say it's 4. If we chose 2 of those notes counterclockwise, so arrive before counterclockwise before C, it would be D and G. So, and here's a 4. See, there it is. So that is almost all the time. And there's different ways, there's different movements. I know that. But from a general perspective, if you want to understand like my approach to doing these passing chords, and you're going to see it all the time, like D flat, when I think about, now watch this. I'm going to start at C. The Lord, now to F. How he raised me or saved me, B flat. Now watch E flat. Is my lowest note is the root, okay? How he raised me, A flat. Look at this. How does this cycle know this? D flat. How he, watch this, all the way to G flat. Filled me. And of course, now I'm gonna go back to the regular, mode of the song. With the Holy Ghost, how he filled me. But you're gonna notice it there too, watch. I went F. Holy Ghost. I'm going counterclockwise, watch this. B flat, over to E flat. How he filled me, or to the uttermost. You guys see that? All right, Chris, that's right, man. Absolutely. 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, 4. But if you guys just noticed, I also went 3, 6, 2, 5. And so that's why I say it's like Mario Brothers. It's almost like within a song, like if you find these little warp zones, it's kind of cool. And people are like, dude, how did you think of like so many different passing chords within like what you're doing? And I'm like, well, it's simple. It's this circle right here, the circle or cycle of fifths. All right, so let's go down to number 1 here. So if you're going to end up at C, this is right under the little circle there, number 1. So if you're going to end up at C, okay, arrive counterclockwise through the notes or notes before. We just did that, which would be like, say, I wanted to start at A. A, arrive counterclockwise. What's next would be D. G, and I'll talk about how I know which chords to play. C, and then into into F, if we're going counterclockwise, okay? So I put here, if you're gonna go up, back up. If you're going to end up at C, okay? So arrive counterclockwise through the notes. So that would be like, boom, I arrived at C. Again, A, D, G, C. There, I arrived at C. And I used this cycle of fifths counterclockwise to tell me what would be the likely passing chords. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. This kind of shows you what are the likely roots. All right. So number 2, I put here, that will give you your roots. Once you have that, it could be only a passing chord or an alternate chord for that root. Again, so this cycle gives you your roots. So if I'm going to end up at C, I'll arrive counterclockwise. Let's just do 2 of them. So let's say A, D. No, I said two of them. D, G, and then C. Okay, so T, G, and C, also known as 2-5-1. Again, 2-5-1. So those are the roots according to this cycle here. If I want to go to C, it's D, G. So I'm showing you counterclockwise. D, G, and then C. Okay. Now, according to what I'm just kind of showing you guys in this little study here, kind of my approach to it, this cycle, which are the you could see there are the notes on the end of the circle. You know, like C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, whatever. Those ones right there, once you have what your roots will likely be, which is D, G, and C, then what I'm saying here is the chord, according to the tonic, you know, or the tone or the key of that song, will only be, it could either be a root. Well, they started giving me my roots, and that works. But according to this study here that I'm kind of trying to show my students here, my advanced students here, is I want you to understand that it could also be, according to here, if you can see here, this number 2 point right here, it'll also give you, after your roots, it will give you let me back up. Once it gives you your roots, it could only be the root, a passing chord, or like an alternate chord. So what's cool about this is once you kind of get familiar with, then you can insert, well, will it be a, you know, or will it be passing chords like this is an alternate chord. This is like a passing type of chord. This is like a passing type of chord. It doesn't stand alone. It has to pass over to another chord. So does this one. This is an alternate chord because this would be the root. And this 4 stands alone. But it's another way to play it. So I always identify it with my students as alternate chords. And of course, there's a whole study of this that we are about to get into. And we're going to go through passing chords, and we're just going to keep on going, starting at the top of 2020. But for all of you students that have kind of been with me for a while, you know, I believe, I don't want to misquote, but in the intermediate class, I believe we begin to talk about, it's in the beginning of the advanced class. We start talking about passing chords and alternate chords and all this kind of stuff. And we get in depth in that too. But we're going to go even deeper. And not only are we going to show you the chords, but we're going to learn new songs and how to apply these chords every week. So I love doing this. This is a lot of fun. And I hope you guys like it. Hey, Richard, good to see you guys. Richard, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Chris, there's several Richard. That's why I said Richard twice. Jennifer Marshall, Danny Guerrero, Steve Ramirez, Monica Staten Hayes, Danielle Fontana Rosa. Am I saying that right? DJ, what's up, DJ? Farley, what's up, Farley? ¿Cómo está? Sister Homo, God bless you. Jerry, Ricardo, Jesse Baca, Samuel, Randy Carrillo, what's up, family? Good to see you all, guys. Thanks for hanging out today. Eli Perez, what's up, friends? All right, so let's see. If you guys have any questions there on YouTube, feel free to ask me. I'm on here as well. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start doing some of these live, a little bit more live. But after the broadcast, I'm going to pull them from YouTube, of course, and put them on my channel so that people will subscribe and support what we're doing. We can't even do this in Minstrels. We have a lot of free stuff that we're going to do, but this is a part of my subscription model, and we're going to put those on there. We're going to take those off of public and put them back on only for students only, and this is the way we're going to be able to, to keep this alive and keep this going. We are not subsidized. We don't get government funding for this. This is all because of your subscriptions, and we are so grateful for that. And so those of you that want to be a part of this, that are seeing this live right now on Facebook or YouTube, we want to invite you to join us on our subscription. It's only $29 a month, and you get a new lesson every week in every all three, I should say, of our different levels, like beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Okay, so let me get back to this and kind of explain this a little further. What's up, Eric? Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Eric says, awesome job explaining. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Okay. So here, I'm going to keep on going down. And I put here, remember a chord will be either a root, an alternate of some sort, or a passing chord. All right. So for me, this cycle tells me what the roots are going to be. And the truth is, after a lot of time, I'm teaching this to all my students, to all you guys out there that are my students. This is primarily for you, and I want you to see this, that, of course, I'm going to show you which are going to be the likely chords to be played. I'm going to show you placement. And, of course, those of you guys that watch my tutorials, on our student area, that, we go through songs, and I literally stop and show chord for chord. So you will not miss out. Today, I'm just giving you an overview. Of course, this is in response to one of my students who asked me to kind of explain my approach to passing chords, and I'm happy to do it. So then we have alternate chords. So let's go down here, and I put to refer to the study, and that's, of course, something that we're about to go into in early 2020. Of course, these are the last couple weeks of December, and it's all Christmassy, and we won't get too deep until 2020. All right, fam? Alternate chords. The alternate has the most choices. You'll have to use your ear and taste to develop your selections. For example, I used to use C, D flat, E flat, F, and A flat over B flat, F, and A flat for 6 in the key of D flat. That used to be my 6. But after the Kurt Carr No One Else record, I used no bass and just a flam, all right, on C, E flat over A flat, C, D flat, and F. See that? This is an alternate chord. This is another way to do it. So the bass, the root is understood to be this. I go a flam. See that? And I forgot exactly what song it was that he did that. It was like, they did it all over the record. See? You can use it. I'll show you how to use it. Watch, like, oh, the blood. I'm in D flat. Of Jesus. Right there, I'll use it in a second. Oh, the blood of Jesus. Oh, the blood of Jesus. See that? Just like I was telling you guys about alternate chords. Then, of course, I could do it here. I can do different movements for a passing chord. Usually that's just 6 passing chord, but now I could do washes white as snow. All right. So let's talk about crunch chords now. Crunch chords can fatten root, and I put not often. So like, that's not too fat. I just doubled it. Okay. Crunch can fatten the root, alternate, and passing chords by imagining, now watch this, guys, imagining the bass and putting the root in the left hand. All right. By playing one of the following choices. Here goes. Doubling. Okay. So doubling would be like, that's a crunch chord. Over here, this is different. This is like the chord with the roots. Over here, you know what I mean? And that's putting all kinds of harmony and a lot of times just doubling. So here's the choices. You could double it. You could harmonize, like expand into major, like, you know, like, to worship you I live. You can go, that's the 4. Or you can go, or, so I'm doing the chord over here on the left, but I'm going, and of course I'm imagining. that? So that's harmonizing. Or I put here elements of the root arranged with the melody on top. So that's similar to like um I'm doing it there too. Or if you're talking about crunch chords. I put here, there's not much of a science to this as much as there is a need to use your ear and learn from experienced players for placement. That's exactly how I learned. Honestly, crunch chords happened most for me when I was anointed and just wanting to express a fuller sound. That's so true. I know it sounds funny. People are going to be like, oh, anointed, schmointed. You know what I mean? And whatever. And people are like, no, that's it. I know what that is. That's a D flat major 7/9. That's nothing special or whatever. Same thing over here. But 13 if you had that. But it's not always appropriate. But usually I remember we would do oh Lord, E flat. How excellent, no, how excellent, how excellent, how excellent is thy name. And then it would be like, there is none like, and I would feel it, and I would do stuff like that. None like you. Then Jesus excellent. And no, Kanye didn't write this. Is thy name. So stuff like that, we would feel like, there for that 3 bass. There is none like you. 2 passing chord, 5 passing chord, none like you. None like you. Jesus excellent. Oh, yeah. Anyways, having a little fun here. So, more than anything today, I want you guys to see kind of my approach. I start off with that this cycle gives me the roots. Secondly, after I have the roots, then I try to figure out, okay, here's the root. Well, what is it? Is it the root chord? Is it a alternate chord, like a minor or something? Is it a passing chord? See that? And then, of course, a lot of times when you listen to players that have gone before you, that are playing songs and styles that you want to learn, once you see their placement, you realize, oh, they're going... Okay. And you say, well, that sounds so ridiculously hard. It's not. It really isn't. Initially, when you don't understand it or you don't have it in your vocabulary, it's hard to use it in a real world situation. But the truth is, when you get it in your spirit and you play it, or you say, well, how do you do that? By being spiritual and praying about it, ask God to enlighten you, and then just ingesting it and just watching people that can play like that and joining our class, and I show how to play like that, or watching other guys. Forget me, watch other guys that do it. And my deal is this. Once you kind of get it inside of you, you realize that what makes it not so hard, because you say, well, how is it not hard? I'll show you. What makes it not hard is that you'll see these patterns continue to repeat. And then you'll say, wait a second. I think because we're going to go to this route, I'll do these two passing chords in between. Let's say for the song, let's do F sharp. We haven't done that yet. Let me get an old song that has cool chords. Which song? Hold on, it's at the tip of my tongue. 'Cause of who you are, I give you glory. Watch this cycle. Because of, here goes the cycle again. You are, I give you praise. Here goes the cycle, watch. Because of who you are. This is not the cycle right here. I will hear it. This is, lift my voice and say, Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Here's the cycle. Lord, I worship you. Or substitute. Worship you. See that? Because of who you are. Yeah. Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Now watch this. I'm going to follow a cycle. I'm going to start at E flat. Look at this. Jehovah, E flat, A flat. I'm cycling down to D flat. Lord, you reign in. Now watch this. G flat now. Where am I going to end up at? Well, according to the cycle, I'm going to end up at B. Jehovah Shalom. See that? Let's see, I'm going to start at F. Prince, where am I going next? B flat. Where am I going next? E flat. Peace. And I worship. A flat, I just so happen to end up there. Because of who you are. Then, Jehovah, crunch chords. Let's say Java. No. Jireh, my provider. You need a bass player to do this. Sorry about that. Nisi. Crunch chords. Okay. Then my Prince of Peace. Oh, and I worship you because of who you are. All right. So there it is, fam. That is my approach. That's like kind of like a synopsis, if you will, of how I'm thinking when I'm thinking about passing chords and how that I do them. And of course, in 2020, we're going to start off the year strong. We're going to learn alternates, passing chords, crunch chords, and movements in all of the keys. And you're going to have like little charts like this. Let me just show you guys really quickly since I'm on here anyways. I'm going over to my desktop. You guys cannot see this. Kind of glad about that actually. But charts like this, let's say key of F sharp. Let me show you this real quickly. So there'll be charts like this. It'll be like, here's an alternate chord, or common alternate chords in the key of F sharp. And then we'll have one for G. And so this is going to be a big job for me, but this is good for me because I feel like every week we'll be working towards this huge library. And then eventually you'll be able to like go through the songs or whatever. And you'll be like, hey, what's a good passing chord in the key of D? And then you'll just be able to open these up. All my students, of course, this is for you guys. And if you are not a student yet, join today. $29 is honestly not even what you pay for a coffee, guys. Like, skip one coffee and make it at home and get into this class, and I will teach you how to play all this stuff. Remember, you don't have to have any experience. It's beginners all the way into advanced. You've joined us today on an advanced class, but like I would encourage you to join. And the cool thing about it is you have access to the beginner, advanced, and intermediate at any time. So if you're like, well, I don't know if I'm beginner and advanced. Well, you can start off at the beginner, and if you think, oh, I'm more advanced than this, you can go to the next one. And then, of course, if you're more advanced than what I'm showing you here today, then I would say don't even join. It would definitely be a waste of money if you're more advanced than what I'm showing you here today. All right, fam. Well, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I hope that you guys have a great Christmas. Some of you are going to watch this. Most of my students watch on a replay, not live. And I just want to encourage you guys, like, no matter what time you find this video, like, know that God is with us and that you guys have a great future ahead of you as you better yourself, as you study to show yourself approved. Of course, it's referring to the word. That's referring to the word. But as you study your ministry, you know, and if music ministry is your ministry, study, study, study. And I really believe that God will bless you in a great way. All right, fam. We hope you guys have a great, great week. And we'll talk to you on the next time. And we hope to see you soon. God bless you all. We'll see you later.